wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. You're radiant. Freedom. Obsessions always jumping through. I'm so tangled lost in my reflection. Pay attention. You never will. I will overanalyze and fall victim. But when I'm lowest, time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess.
Yo, 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 yo. Did like I did. Ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. How we doing, people? Let's go! I just wanna be free. Yeah. Yeah. Free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 I wanna be free. Free, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go.
This is it, I'm tired of explaining.
It's too late.
Because everyone is waiting. That's great.
So why are you complaining? You're on blue.
If I'm unsure,
Will anybody notice?
it's my fault because
I love you on purpose.
I'm insecure, or just a little nervous. You're on blue.
Who knows you're on blue? When every bruise looks good on you. Tell me who knows you're on blue. When every bruise looks good on you.
You found out that
Let's
nobody
go!
is perfect, and you doubt that anything is worth it. Look around, the world is a circus.
You're on blue.
So provoking, I forgot to mention. Are you joking? I need some attention, and nothing's working to change your direction.
You're on blue.
Knows you're on blue.
When every bruise looks good on you.
Tell me who
Knows you're on blue. When every bruise looks good on you.
Why won't you hold my hand? Are you gonna deny this?
Do the best you can. I haven't got a plan, but I'm gonna survive this.
That's just
Who I am. Let's go!
All you need is a
Little bit of attitude. Let's go! Come on! This is it. I'm tired of explaining. It's too late because everyone is waiting. That's great. So why are you complaining? You're on blue.
If I'm unsure,
Will anybody notice? It's my fault because I love you on purpose.
I'm insecure.
Or just a little nervous. You're on blue.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Starting to enjoy the view. I'm all about the altitude. Knows you're on blue.
When every bruise looks good on you, tell me who knows you're on blue. When every bruise looks good on you. Oh, let's go! So what is up, people? As usual, the best intro in politics. Dude, I'm wearing the Antifa shirt today, my employee of the month fucking shirt, in honor of Turning Point USA. Dude, oh my God. Have you seen these guys? Like, this shit. I mean, maybe you guys don't see this online, but because I interact with this shit, like my For You page is just filled with fucking Charlie Kirk nonsense. Eventually, I'll just mute it so I don't have to fucking listen to that shit anymore. But thank you. Thank you. I've worked hard to become the Antifa employee of the month. All right. It was a long road, but finally getting the recognition that I deserve. All right. But so they're like up to this point, right? Everything related to TPUSA has been happening in the deep red states, right? They go to Utah, they go to Montana, they go to Alabama, they go to Oklahoma, right? They go to Ole Miss, Mississippi, right? They literally, you know, stay in their safe spaces, their havens of, you know, right-wing, you know, pastor touched my daughter sort of area of like red states, right? You know what I'm saying? They go to their pastor touched my daughter clientele. That's the people that buy into that, you know, that rape culture stuff. Now, tonight though, they went to Berkeley, okay? And now Berkeley is, you know, it's a near alma mater of mine, okay? Back in high school in, you know, 87 when I went to college, I applied to two schools. I applied to UC Berkeley and UCLA, and I got accepted to both. I really wanted to go to Berkeley because it was the epicenter of activism and had a long storied history for like revolutionaries, okay? But I didn't because I was like scared. I was too scared to go far away from home, and I didn't have access to funding, and I didn't want to rack up, you know, $100,000 in debt. I didn't even know if that option was available to me. Right. So I went to UCLA, but Berkeley's always had like a soft spot. I've always had a soft spot for Berkeley. I've toured and played in that area a lot. Now, the thing that I love, I don't know if you guys have been to Berkeley, but it is activism central. Okay. Let me give you an example. So a while back, we were on tour and we played a show in Berkeley, and this was right downtown, okay? Now, all the parking meters, every single parking meter in downtown Berkeley, when we were there on this tour, had plants growing out of them. All the parking meters were cut in half, and there were like ferns and shit growing out of the parking meters. The reason being was this particular downtown area, they didn't want it to become a paid parking area. So they had smashed all the parking meters over and over and over again. Every time the city put the meters out, people would come in and smash them with baseball bats until eventually the city just stopped putting the parking meters in. They gave up. And then the people planted flowers and shit in the smashed fucking parking meters. So there were these little elevated, like fucking, you know, I don't know, it was like a little elevated flower and plant thing. And so that's kind of what I love about Berkeley. It's that sort of like, you know, we're gonna do what we're gonna do and we're gonna win kind of philosophy. And so I really liked that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I really, really like that shit. Now, dude, it's amazing. And Portland is like that too. Okay, now, so what is interesting about this is there's a protest because nobody wants these people at Berkeley. Nobody at Berkeley wants these people there. Now, here's what I find interesting, guys. What I find interesting is now we have gotten to the place, right? We have gotten, sorry, I don't know what that is, but we're going to move that bot traffic along. But we have gotten to the place, guys, where I don't know if you've noticed this, if you've been online today, but now every time there's a protest, they call it Antifa, okay? That's the new thing. Every protest is now Antifa. They are like hard on their fucking, on their buzzwords, dude. Dude, seriously. Dude, you're a Berkeley alum. Let's go, Emily. Let's go. Yes, dude, they're not having it. But I mean, dude, look at this shit. Okay, let me get this dialed in. Let me get my window set up here so we can do maximum affrontage to these fucking weirdos. But dude, yeah, everything is fucking, right? Everything is Antifa, okay? Now, in particular, these guys, Tyler Boyer and fucking Andrew Colvett and Jack Posobiec, right? They are, right? Look at this, Antifa. Everybody's Antifa, right? Everybody who's a protester now is Antifa. Dude, it's so funny, bro. It's so stupid, okay? And again, you just see protesters like doing nothing. They're holding on to each other and there's like 10 cops, okay? Ooh, they're trying to save the fucking protester. Dude, this cop is swinging a bicycle. Like, what the fuck is this cop doing, dude? Dude, he's swinging a bicycle. Like, bro, what are we doing, dude? Dude, these cops are a mess, bro. Oh my God. Dude. All right. So funny. Huge Antifa. Look at her. Look at her. Dude, she says Antifa 3 times. Oh my God, dude. They're like Antifa, 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 Antifa. But dude, Andrew Colvett is the best. Okay? Let's just look at this. All right. I have been in their comments. I'm telling you right now, eventually these guys are going to block me. They're going to block me at some point. Okay? You know what I'm saying? They're going to, you wonder if you could open a chapter of Antifa. I think you can, right? I think you can. I think you just have to call 1-800-ANTIFA. All right? Right? And then you can get it, dude. But fucking this shit is wild. So here it is. Like, look at this, guys. These guys are so, like, guys, they are so oppressed. Okay? TPUSA is so oppressed. But look what they say. They say, despite Antifa thugs blocking our campus tour stop with tear gas, fireworks, and glass bottles, we had a packed house in the heart of deep blue Berkeley. Okay? That's what they're saying. God bless these brave students for Charlie. Okay? Dude, dude, this is like so funny. But look at this video though, guys. Okay, let's watch this video because I think this is one of the most important videos that TPUSA has ever shared. Hold on. All right. You ready? All right. So watch, guys. Now these guys, they have their perfunctory. They gave everyone the Charlie Kirk signs, and they're doing the Charlie Kirk worship, right? Now watch, guys. Watch what happens. All right, so it peters out a little bit, but this is their big thing. They get everyone to hold up the paper, and they get everyone to cheer Charlie Kirk, right? A little bit of idol worship. But let me show you guys, okay? Because look at what 𝗙𝗏𝗏 says. He says, a packed house in the heart of deep blue Berkeley. Now, I want to show you something, okay? This is Zellerbach Hall, guys. This is the place where they are. There is a place called Zellerbach Hall in Berkeley. This is where their little event is. You see how big this thing is? This thing's massive with huge upstairs seating, triple levels of seating. Altogether, it holds 1,900 people. Now, that is with all 3 levels packed. It holds 1,900 people, and each of these levels is about the same amount of people. Down here, if you look at it, there's really only about, right? There's really here roughly 600 people, I think, down at the bottom. Now, if you look at it, guys, they never show you the upper deck. Look at what they do. They pan over this lower deck, and they show you a little bit here. You see a tiny little smidgen of people, like sitting right there. But there's nobody in the upper deck, guys. There's nobody up there, which is why they frame it out. You see that? They don't show you anything up there on the upper decks because there's nobody sitting up there. There's nobody up there. And yes, when you look at these people, none of these people are students, guys, right? A lot of these people are not students. They're like old men. Look at this guy. Dude, he's in his fucking 70s here, right? Dude, I know there's not a single Berkeley student here. Dude, there's a bunch of 70-year-old men, right? And fucking look at this guy. I think this is one of those MAGA pastors. Dude, he's one of the Amish guys that they shipped in from fucking Pennsylvania that 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗆 registered. Dude, they are such bullshit artists. Dude, they are such bullshit artists, okay? Total bullshit artists. Look at these guys, though. Dude, these guys are not Berkeley students. They're all old men, bro. Wearing cowboy boots and work boots and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They had a bunch of people. I would be willing to bet, guys, that this is a couple church congregations from like Livermore. Are you familiar with the Bay Area? Okay, so the Bay Area is the East Bay and then San Francisco. You got San Francisco over here. In the East Bay, you have Berkeley, and then you have Oakland. And then if you go further up, there's like Benicia, and you get into the suburbs and shit. Benicia has a high, you get into much more of the Hispanic population up there because those are the people that work in the city but can't afford to live there. They live up in Benicia. But then if you go like 40 miles to the east, there's little towns like Livermore, okay? And Livermore is a fully Christian, like a whole bunch of churches, like really backwards sort of small suburb that's like 40 miles from San Francisco. And everybody in this room looks like they bust Livermore into Berkeley. That's what we got going on, bro. Dude, Livermore's not small anymore, is it? Let's see what Livermore's population is. I mean, it's probably what, like 50,000, right? Livermore? 86,000. Okay. All right. So, dude, 80,000. Dude, that's crazy, though. That's fucking kicking. But 80,000 though is really nothing in California, right? I thought it was maybe like 50. Dude, Livermore's fucking bumping. Can I just tell you, dude, I used to play shows in Livermore, guys. I did. I played shows there. I had a tour stop in Livermore. Every time, dude, I would play it. It was pretty fun. It was a little weird. It's a little bit of a weird town, but I used to play shows. Dude, I used to play a lot of those Christian towns, bro. Dude, I mean, it's not really a Christian town, but it is, like, compared to the city. Oh, shit, boss. All right. Dude, Livermore's bumping. Dude, Walnut Creek. Oh, fuck. Dude, isn't this funny? Oh, look at that, dude. Antifa thugs, okay? Now, they've been posting about this all night, dude. All night they've been posting about this, okay? About the fucking Berkeley, right? Oh, dude, yeah, Walnut Creek is very snooty, okay? Look at this. Here's the fucking, the protesters outside. Look at this. It says, protesters chant outside Turning Point event at UC Berkeley. UC Berkeley makes it clear fascists are not welcome here. Let's go. UC Berkeley makes it clear fascists are not welcome here. UC Berkeley makes it clear fascists are not welcome here. UC Berkeley makes it clear. Let's go. UC Berkeley makes it clear fascists are not welcome here. Dude, I love Berkeley, bro. Yes, these are the students, boss. I mean, you can see a huge fucking difference, right? If you look at the people that are protesting, the students, they're all young people down here, okay? You know what I'm saying? And of course, the cops are firing shit off, right? But this is where the students are, dude, right? The students are fucking outside. In that auditorium, there's no fucking students in there. Dude, I've been posting about this shit. Dude. Oh, dude, I've been putting the Erica Kirk picture. Dude, they're all paid. Dude, we're all paid. Dude, I'm paid right now, boss. Dude, you ready? Dude, let's do a dance party goal. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's get it. There we go, dude. 45 minutes? In honor of TPUSA. There it is, the Down with TPUSA dance party goal. Dude, we're going to dance for Berkeley, baby. Let's go. All right. Out of stacks. Hey, that's all right. You don't need to have stacks. You just got to be here, boss. But, dude, look at this, though. See, you see the students? Dude, the students are out in force. There are definitely more people protesting this than there are in that auditorium. By a long shot, bro. By a long shot. There's more people. Dude, oh my God, dude. Right? There are way more people protesting than there are. Dude, Angel! Let's go! Dude, I love your name. Angel Rages. Let's go, baby! Love it. Dude, look at this. Look at this. See, there we go. There's protesters. Dude, I love the photographer, dude. Dude, look at that guy. Oh, shit. Amazing. Let's go. Dude, love it. That feels like Berkeley. All right. Ooh, at least 3 arrested, they say. At least 3 arrested. Let's look. Dude, fascists are not welcome where? Here they're not. Something. Let's go. Thank you, 6. Dude, camera guys visiting from 1975. Indeed, bro. Dude, look at this, though. And here now, they're doing the fucking news rounds. Here's 𝗙𝗫𝗃𝗍𝗍, who is very upset. But, guys, I got to show you something, okay? We got to talk about TPUSA. And we're going to go after this clip. But watch this.
Well, Trace, that's exactly right. Thanks so much for having me on. And I've been in contact with our Turning Point team that's on there, both inside at the event with the thousands upon thousands of peaceful and cheering students who are there praying today.
Dude, did you see that? He said thousands upon thousands, guys. This whole thing holds 1,900, okay? 1,900 if it was maxed. There's only the bottom floor. There's like maybe 500 people in there. Right? Maybe 500 people at the most, right? 600 if we're being generous. If every one of these seats is filled, it's like 600. There's not thousands upon thousands. They're not even close, okay? But again, these Christians can't do anything but lie. But now watch. Let's watch this.
Well, Trace, that's exactly right. Thanks so much for having me on. And I've been in contact with our Turning Point team that's on there, both inside at the event with the thousands upon thousands of peaceful and cheering students who are there praying today. We're exactly 2 months away from the murder of my friend Charlie Kirk by a violent leftist. And what do we see outside?
Violent leftists.
More of those
made
same
up
violent leftists. And we've got Turning Point networks out there. We've got team members. We've got friends of mine that are out there capturing the footage of this insane violence, which is only escalating. And we're seeing trans elements. We're seeing furry elements.
Ooh, trans elements, guys. There's trans elements. The elements are trans, guys.
We're seeing people chanting, cheering.
Furry elements. There's furry elements, guys. Dude, with a special appearance by Antifa Frog, right? Oh, dude. Special appearance by Antifa Frog, right? Antifa Frog has got a bigger draw, dude. Lord have mercy.
The murder of Charlie Kirk. We're hearing them chanting antifascista, and we're hearing them chanting antifascista, antifascista over and over and over.
Ooh, antifascista.
And this all comes at the same time, of course, Trace, that the left and the media tell us that Antifa doesn't exist. Well, somebody attacked the event tonight, and it sure looks like Antifa.
Dude, it sure looks like Antifa, bro. Dude, but can I just tell you guys? Can I just show you guys? Dude, antifascista. Oh, Lord. But watch this, guys. This is funny because we got to see what has happened with... there's a 𝗪𝗏 clip, okay? Dude, Kimberly, let's go. We got to go back to the 𝗪𝗏, all right? Because he's now the 50-year-old spokesperson for TPUSA, right? The 41-year-old guy who's now trying to be a youngin'. But I got to show you something because I want to show you what TPUSA has become, okay? Because it's like we have become, hold on, let me find it. I guess I'll find it by the replies, all right? Dude, because I replied to it. I've been in their replies all day today, guys, okay? But I got to show you because this is their movement now, guys. You ready? Their movement is now, here we go. You ready? Watch this. Because, guys, why is this important? Because I'm going to go out here. I'm going out on a ledge, and I'm making a confirmed statement that TPUSA is the new Scientology, guys. They are now a Scientology level cult, okay? And now why do I say that? Because they're a religious organization, but now their entire platform is Charlie said. Charlie has become the new L. Ron Hubbard, where now their show, they go on their show and they don't even talk about them anymore. It's no longer like, hi, I'm Andrew 𝗪𝗏, and this is my thoughts on this. Or, hi, I'm Tyler Boyer, and here's what I'm thinking. They're like, Charlie said this. Charlie says this. And now look at this clip. Charlie laid out the solution to the housing shortage. So they, on their show today, were talking about Donald Trump's 50-year mortgage plan, but they were talking about how Charlie fixed the housing shortage. And here's what Charlie says. they should do.
If you are a 30-year-old and you're buying a home on a 50-year mortgage, at least you're getting that sense of ownership. You probably are going to end up trading up or selling that home or using the equity that you build into it, or that it just accrues because you build equity as the asset appreciates. And then you would use that to leverage other home purchases in the future, right? Okay, so I agree with that, and I think it's important. But what we need to also be doing, and this is why I highlighted the 𝗙𝗢𝗞 tweet, is that, you know what, and this is what Charlie advocated for, this is people like Benny Johnson are working on right now, is we have a supply and demand problem issue as well, where we need to buy more or build more homes. We need to build a lot of them, and we need to make that easier for first-time home buyers to be prioritized. No foreign buyers, no institutional money, no, you know, Blackstones or private equity groups buying up massive swaths of the inventory. And so that's key. But also, I think we should get creative about, hey, do young people under the age of 35, do they get to write off $50,000? Do they get to write off their entire mortgage altogether?
See, isn't that crazy, dude? Charlie laid out the solution to housing shortage a long time ago, right? Charlie laid it out. And guys, that is their whole game now. Look, Charlie spoke the way he did to lean into the truth, right? Right? Let's see here. The movement Charlie built still stands stronger than ever. Question, who is going to build them when you deported millions of people? Yes, dude, not a cat. Thank you. That is a good question. Who is going to build them? Nobody is going to build them, right? Or I guess all the people that Charlie convinced to drop out of school are going to now start home building, okay? Dude, let me see here. Every turning point, Charlie laid out the solution. Okay, Charlie Kirk forever, right? Dude, every post they say, right? There's the first one we've seen that is no Charlie, okay? But almost every post here is like Charlie says, okay? Charlie, right? Dude, it's fucking wild, boss. Right? Dude, embodying Charlie's spirit. Dude, they're still doing the Charlie Kirk. They're tweeting from the dead man's account, guys. Okay? Isn't that wild? That is some weird shit. I'm telling you guys, this is, right? This is fucking, it's Scientology now, guys. Okay? It is full-fledged Scientology. Full-fledged. We're there, boss. We are there. All right? And see here, it says here, right? Look at what it says here, dude. I like the take on this from the Berkeley scanner, okay? So the event is winding down. Their little thing is done. The protesters are there, but look at what they're doing. They're just bringing in hundreds of cops, okay? Hundreds of cops. And the protesters are like, dude, we're not doing anything, but the police are coming in and being dicks, and we have a right to defend ourselves. And dude, I kind of agree with that. You know, I mean, we see that here in Portland where the protest is fine until the cops start firing rubber bullets and shooting tear gas and flashbangs. And then the protesters are like, you know, you're not going to fire rubber bullets and make us go away. Like, now we're going to move closer to you. Right? You know? And the thing about this, though, is Grumpy Cat, we're talking about the cult of Scientology. TPUSA has nothing to do with politics. Okay? It doesn't. TPUSA has nothing to do with politics. TPUSA is a religious cult, okay, that manipulates young religious people in order to take money from wealthy Christian billionaires. The only reason it's considered politics is because Christians have tried to make this culture war shit political in order to like buy political power. But TPUSA is not political. They're just a bunch of culture war fucking idiots. that are using religious kids. Okay, religious kids are really susceptible to their belief in God. Oh, we'll show up and do whatever it takes to get to heaven. And they're like, yeah, you have to come and be like us or you're going to burn in hell. And by the way, give us some money because Erica needs more rings for her chubby little fingers and we need new vacation homes. And now they are exclusively a Zionist thing too. They're very like connected to Netanyahu. I mean, I've noticed this in the comments. Some of the old school TPUSA people are like flipping out about the advanced Zionism that is going on. You know, I don't really know much about Zionism. I'm not an expert in Zionism. I know that Netanyahu, though, is very much a Zionist person, okay? And he is absolutely like sort of got his hooks into TPUSA for sure. You know, they're like, you know, paying influencers. I mean, they're really having a problem with you know, the whole world is sort of becoming anti-IDF, anti-Netanyahu. And so they're kind of trying to buy people to create a culture of like, Netanyahu's a good guy. He's like Charlie. Oh, you're right. Next thing you know, they're going to have one picture of Charlie and one picture of Netanyahu, right? Another picture of Trump. And then you're going to be like, what about Jesus? And they're like, oh, what do you mean? Who's Jesus? We have Charlie, Netanyahu, and Trump. We don't need Jesus. Dude. Right? Dude, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, man. Dude, look at this shit. Oh, hoping UC Berkeley has a plan to sanitize Zellerbach Hall when those fascists are done with it. That place about to be real nasty. Dude, wait. Dude, I see a frog. Oh, this must be the furry. Dude, this must be the furry element that 𝗙𝗪𝗏 was talking about, guys. You see that? Oh, there we go. Thank you, Stellar Monk. Zionism is a far-right movement that wants the establishment of a white supremacist ethno-state, right, via like the state of Israel. Is that what it is? They want a white supremacist ethno-state based on like using Judaism, right? See, you know what's weird about it? Because what's weird about this, and I don't know a lot about Zionism. Yeah, when you say don't know about it seriously, I mean, dude, I don't live in the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? It's not my core thing. And what's more, you know, I mean, for me, you know, I've focused much more on human rights here in America. Personally, that's my thing. Okay. And I've not seen the Zionists like, you know, affecting my human rights. It's like evangelical Christians. Right. But so one of the things, though, that's really interesting about this is Benjamin Netanyahu does not strike me as a religious person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like just from the outside, without a deep introspective knowledge of this movement, right? I feel like the Jewish people are getting used. Okay. I'm serious. Dude, I am serious. I think they're getting used because I think that there's a certain, like, sort of like after the Holocaust, okay, the Jewish people got protected, okay, because like the world tried to sort of make up for the horrors of the Holocaust. And I feel like these Netanyahu, like Zionist guys are using the like goodwill that has been extended to Jewish people, and they're like capitalizing on that to be extra deceitful and oppressive and harmful, and then claim, oh, you're harming us again, like the Holocaust. Like the same way that the white people in America are trying to use the civil rights movement to protect white people now. Like, I feel like they're just using a lot of the Jewish people because they're not really fucking very religious at all. You know what I'm saying? They're like power mongering, like warlords, dude. You know what I'm saying? And they were 100% secular. See, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense, dude. 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 Hey, dude, Tuba, I know you're not wrong, but a lot of people are still going to say Frisco and San Fran. I mean, you're not going to see me saying that because I had a whole bunch of my ex-girlfriends move to San Francisco. But, dude, San Francisco's amazing. But this must be the furry element, guys. Right here, this is 𝗙𝗢𝗏𝗄𝗽, okay? You know what I'm saying? This is 𝗙𝗢𝗏𝗄𝗽's worst nightmare here, boss.
I'm on your side. I'm just scared. I'm scared.
Oh, dude, these are the hicks that are going into the event, guys. Right? I guess these are the hicks. Okay? Dude. What does it say? You ready? Here's what it says. You ready? Look at this. This is the statement. It says, "We are disgusted by UC Berkeley's decision to shut down student spaces named after prominent civil rights leaders Martin Luther King and 𝗙𝗍𝗪 to make way for speakers who have openly stated they believe marriage to be between a man and a woman, who have referred to Haitian immigrants as cat-eating racist cannibals, and who at every turn have regurgitated racist, transphobic, and misogynistic rhetoric that has normalized violence against our marginalized communities. TPUSA is not welcome here." Right? Dude, let's go, boss. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that is well said. Dude, fuck TPUSA, boss. There's their one video. All right. Dude, Antifa? Dude, somebody catches a beat down. I don't want to watch physical violence, but all right, here we go. You ready? All right, let's go.
And to all those protesters outside, I have one thing to say.
Dude, look at this nerd, bro. Dude, what are we watching? And to all those protesters outside, I have one thing to say. Like, clearly we're winning. You guys are losing because I say I'm winning and my mommy says I'm winning, so that means I'm winning. Dude, what a fucking nerd, bro. All right, here we go.
And to all those protesters outside, I have one thing to say. It is clear to us which side is winning when your side becomes the violent agitators. When you try to win with force and not through reason, you have lost.
Oh, so does that apply to Donald Trump firing missiles into fishing boats? Right? Does that apply to your military going in and invading? Right? Listen to their reasoning. Let me show you why my mommy told me we're winning. Oh, because you have lost. Because, I'm wearing the panties my mommy laid out for me.
And the reality is they would never come in.
Dude, did you hear that? Like, it was like a fart in church. Watch this. Here we go.
And not through reason, your side becomes the violent agitators. When you try to win with force and not through reason, you have lost.
Dude, nobody's even clapping, bro.
And the reality is they would never come in and ask a question. They're not trying to win honestly. They have already lost the intellectual battle. Their goal is to disturb the crowd, silence those who disagree, and destroy any ounce of conservatism that they can get their filthy paws on.
Oh yeah, silence everybody who disagrees, or get them fired for what they say about our Lord and Savior Charles J. Kirk.
But you know what? They are not going to stop us.
Oh, the resolve, guys.
They are not going to stop.
Dude, look at that. Look at that shot, bro. Look at that. Those are not students, bro. Not one person in there is a student. Holy hell. Holy hand grenade, bro. Look at that shit. Dude, it looks like a mega church fucking event, doesn't it? Dude, there's like, I have more hair on my head than the fucking people in this crowd, bro. And that's like, dude, that's not saying a lot, boss. Holy shnikes, bro. You know what they say, when everyone in your audience is a fucking 60-year-old hillbilly, that means you've won, right? That's a sign. When you're at a university of 46,000 people and you're talking to 400 hillbillies, right, that have like hairlines at the back of their heads and fucking work boots on, that means you've won. Hey, dude, I don't make the rules. I'm just here to let you know. TPUSA has won.
Because tonight, we are here to carry on Charlie Kirk's beautiful legacy. We are here to show the world why we love America, why we love God, to turn this place into a society that our kids can feel happy raising kids of their own someday.
Dude, you kind of see, though, I mean, when you watch this, do you see how fucked they are? Like, because, like, none of these guys are like Charlie. You know what I'm saying? Like they're cringe and low T and no charisma. Like, no charisma. Everybody on these stages now are like zero charisma.
We are here to show that the true lunacy of the left is that they thought they could silence Charlie Kirk by killing him. Because tonight, we are Charlie Kirk. We are the movement that he created, and we are the fire that lights the flame of the fight. So now let's make Charlie Kirk proud. What do you say? Charlie Kirk, I love you, buddy.
Dude, he literally turned around to nothing as though Charlie were on stage with him, bro. There's a fucking mental breakdown happening here, people. That is crazy. That's fucking wild, guys.
Now I want everyone, there's rally posters on your chairs of Charlie Kirk. I want everyone to raise them up and cheer for Charlie.
Here we go. Now they're commanded to cheer for Charlie so they can get their little piece of footage.
Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk!
Dude. Oh, bro. It is like cult of fucking cult, bro. Dude, I can eat. Chad is going nuts right now. You guys are going crazy. I know, it's frightening, isn't it? This is a Nazi rally. This is a Klan rally, guys. This is like a mega church Klan rally. You're right. They don't even do that for Trump. Trump has been replaced by a dead guy. Dude, Trump has been replaced by a Xerox copy of Charlie Kirk's face. Dude. Dude, oh my God. What if they try to run a piece of paper for president, boss? What if they do that? If they make a like cardboard cutout of Charlie Kirk and they stand him up at the rallies and everybody's just like, can you hear what he's saying? Charlie's saying, this is what we do next. Charlie is telling us, vote for the cardboard cutout. Dude, Oh, fuck, bro. I mean, dude, it sounds crazy, but I wouldn't put it past them. Okay? We're in a bold new world, guys, where literally we watched that guy like extend his hand to a non-existent person and start talking to Charlie on stage. Like, bro, dude, rehearsal for when Trump passes. Let's go, Tony. I mean, this is some weird shit, guys. Okay? This is some weird shit. Now, the thing is I understand that they're broken up by what happened to Charlie because, of course, it was violent and it was public and it's like a real shock. Those types of tragedies of somebody getting murdered, it's a real shock, dude. And I hate that it happened to Charlie. I hate that it happened to, you know, kids at school shootings. I hate that it just happens all over America, like these murders and gun deaths and shit, this violence. I wish we could just have less of that, okay? That shit is tragic. And they're having like a group PTSD event. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's pretty obvious to see that they're hurting, you know? They are. But for the Pine Box Party Fund, let's go! But the level of cope and the level of sort of like brain rot and the level of cult worship that is filling that void from that horrific act is a little bit alarming, guys. It is a little bit alarming that there's, you know, groups of Christians that are so PTSD that they are like stepping outside the bounds of reality. You know what I mean? And yes, and the students that were killed in Colorado the same day by the 𝗙𝗍𝗄𝗧, nobody cares about them at all. But so to go back to my original point, though, I am still a little perturbed about them saying the left did this, okay? Because I am the left, and I did not kill Charlie Kirk. And none of the leftists I know killed Charlie Kirk. I've made a bunch of videos about him. I've done exposés about him and his, you know, criminal organization that he worked in. But no leftists killed this guy. The left did not kill him. Democrats did not kill him. You know, the Antifa, whatever that is, did not kill him. There was like a MAGA-raised Mormon rural hick dude who maybe killed him. I mean, if that's the guy who killed him, that guy certainly wasn't the left. And if anything, I think there's a much better chance that it was a far-right Zionist 𝗙𝗍𝗪, you know, Trump administration, Erica Kirk, you know, TPUSA donors group that killed this man, okay? But there's nothing about him that was the left or a leftist. And they're going to keep saying that because they're trying to weaponize this as another way of brainwashing these religious kids. Because these religious kids are taught that, like, you have to do whatever it takes to not burn in hell. So when a whole bunch of religious icons walk up to these kids and say, you got to hate the Democrats or you're going to burn in hell, it influences these children. Like, this is really, like, really destructive child grooming that's happening. This is like pastor touched your daughter kind of shit that's going on, man. And you know, we have to keep an eye on this. This is some Jim Jones shit, guys. It is fucked up, dude. Agenda for sure, right? For sure. Dude, it's alarming. But now you see, though, now you see that when you see them with the paper, when we go back and look at them holding up the paper, they don't show you the guy on the microphone commanding them to do it, okay? Right? They cut out the guy. The guy told them, grab your pictures, repeat after me, Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk. Then they filmed 10 seconds of it. And right, but like, we know this is astroturfed, okay? Yeah, I mean, we all did not kill Charlie Kirk, okay? That's for leftists. We are all not Charlie Kirk, and we all did not kill Charlie Kirk, okay? We didn't. You know what I'm saying? You know, look at this guy, though. There we go. There's Charlie Kirk's biggest fan, boss. Dude, it's getting wild, guys. Dude, yes, tourmalines. Everyone has a Charlie Coke poster. This shit must be funded and well organized. Dude, why do they all have the same poster? Dude, is that 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪? Dude, I think it might be 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪, guys. 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪. Holy shit, bro. Dude, I gotta do this. I gotta fucking, hold on. Guys, I gotta fucking tweet. I just got a God tweet. 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪. Dude. Dude. There it is. 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪. Dude, it's 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪, bro. Dude, 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪. Dude, that's good. Dude, I just made that up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I am hot. I am hot as hellfire, motherfuckers. I am hot as hellfire, bro. I am like Satan's fucking asshole. 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪, baby. Oh, shit, bro. That is wild. All right, I'll be here all week if you guys want to support. Dude, look at Erica, bro. Dude, look at her. Dude, look at them, dude. All right. That was, oh, fuck, dude. 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪, boss. Dude, what is up with these people, bro? Dude, look at the TPUSA people, dude. Like, it's like Bible eyes and a chemical peel, bro. Like, what is going on, bro? Look at this woman, dude. This woman is like, she is like my favorite handmaid, bro. I don't know what we're doing here, guys. Oh, Lord. Dude, Lord have mercy, boss. All right, so now we're done with TPUSA. But, guys, I got to show you something, guys. Okay? I got to show you some news, guys. There's more Democrat wins are coming. I know everybody's a little disappointed because the shutdown is not working out the way you wanted it to. But don't worry, there's going to be more shutdown. That shit is coming, but we have to look at more Democrat wins. Dude, Ricky Reynolds, nothing but manipulation, eat the rich. Let's go. Yum. All right, guys, we got 9 minutes. Hold on, we got to do our little shuck and jive here. We need 13 more in 9 minutes if we're going to secure this dance party, and we're going to dance at Down with TPUSA. So we got to hustle real quick for these 9 minutes. But, dude, I have some Democratic wins to show you guys, okay? I have some Democratic wins, dude. They've come in big, bro. We have more Democratic wins. And this is exciting, okay? This is other news that we need. This is other fucking shit that we need, guys. Dude, new ones. Yes, there's new wins, guys. New information. These are things that may not look like wins, but trust me, they are. Dude, 𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗪. Let's go, baby. Dude, we got new wins, boss. And they're not elections, but they're things that are showing what we're doing in nationwide and how we're gaining a distinct advantage over the Republicans in many, many ways. Okay? And some of this is going to rebuff some of their PR campaign, okay? Because a lot of what happens with TPUSA and with MAGA is they're projecting, right? They post something on the internet. Look at how big we're getting. Look at how many people. Look at how they're cheering for Charlie. But it's all fake, okay? All this shit is fake. They barely had enough votes to beat, like, we were destroyed by Gaza and Biden and inflation and a candidate who is a black woman with 100 days to campaign. We were at a bottom of the barrel having our carcass picked apart by the Jill Steins of the world. and Trump barely fucking won, bro. They have never been weaker in their lives, these fuckers. Dude, let's go. Dude, Lisa, what's good, Tommy? I got you, baby. Let's go. Thank you. Dude, Thomas Payne, long live 𝗙𝗪𝗏. Let's go, baby. Appreciate you, Thomas. Let's go. All right. So they are like struggling, guys. Let me just tell you, they are struggling. All right, we're halfway there. We need 10 and 7, baby. But yeah, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. Shit, I'm gonna show you. Dude, I'll tell you right now, I'll give you a hint that 𝗙𝗪𝗏 they're like talking him off the ledge right now. As we speak, 𝗙𝗪𝗏, their little voting register advocate, he is on a ledge right now, and they're like talking him down. Dude, Booty, let's go. Appreciate you. Love those blue hearts. Swearing 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Yes, liberal. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 coming in hot. Dude, Thomas Payne with the political punk. Let's go. Woo. All right, we got 8 more, dude. 8 in 7. 8 in 7. We got this. All right, we're bringing it home, dude. I'm doing my best Carnival Barker impression right now. Oh, for the dance party. Dude, I'm going to start stretching early. All right? Dude, I've been getting on early, guys. I'm actually proud of myself. I've been starting at like 10:30. Dude, glad you found me. Let's go, Thomas. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here. I'm doing my best to continue giving us hope, okay? Because I just don't want our hope to die. And I know in the face of fascism and all their bullshit, it's real easy to feel like you don't have any hope. But like, dude, we got plenty of hope, okay? We're winning this, okay? It's not a question of if. It's like we're winning it because we have to, guys. It's like fascism or no fascism. There's no losing at that point. You know what I mean? We don't have an option to lose because if we lose, everybody after us is fucked, you know? Dance on the soon-to-be grave of MAGA. Let's go, Kennewick. Let's go, baby. Oh, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where you're at the buzzer and we don't have an option. So there is no like not winning, you know? You know what I mean? Like we're not out here because of the Bible or because of some donors or because we're trying to like be cool culture warrior people or because we're not out here because we're afraid you're going to take our job. We're out here to fucking make sure that the people who come after us aren't fucking living in a prison camp, you know? And so naturally we're going to win. Grab your dancing shoes. It is going down. It is going down. Let's go, Jimmy Nuisance. Love the knocks, baby. Let's go. All right, so we will not lose hope. All right, dude, Curtis, paranormal, let's go, baby. Welcome. All right, guys, 5 minutes. We need 6 and 5. 6 and 5. Here it comes. All right, I'm going to get limber. Good dance party. Here we come, baby. Here we come, boss. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Hell no, baby. Although the Germans didn't bomb Pearl Harbor, Bingewood. That was the Japanese that bombed Pearl Harbor. Dude, Angel, let's go. But I mean, we get your point, though. But no, it was not over when the Germanese. Dude, let's go. Dude, you know what's so funny, though, about Pearl Harbor? And it's not funny because, obviously, there were some people that died and shit. But, like, Pearl Harbor was basically bombing equipment. Most of Pearl Harbor was just damage to non-human inanimate objects. Okay? It's crazy. I mean, thankfully, though, we did overreact and you know, help fucking end what was going on in Europe. But dude, like most of Pearl Harbor was like none of the people were even at work, dude. They were all sleeping and shit. We must summon the dance of optimism and strength. No, really, these people are idiots. We got this. 𝗙𝗪𝗏. Let's go, Ingrain. Let's go, baby. But yes, they did. They wanted to take out our weaponry, right? It was an attack on the weaponry, right? Oh, dude, back scratching. 3 minutes, guys. Let's go, baby. All right, we need 4. 4 in 3, down to the wire. Here it comes. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're securing our place in history. 3 minutes. And then there were 3, baby. And then there were 3. Did we stop after storming the beaches of Portugal? We did not. Okay. We continued storming the beaches of Portugal. Dude, that, like, as long as we're talking about that, man, remember the opening of Saving Private Ryan? Like, holy shit, dude. Like, when you think about D-Day, like, a lot of fucking people died to storm that beach. Man, it's really crazy shit, boss. Like, that beach was gnarly, dude. All right, 2 minutes, guys. 4 and 2, baby. 2,400 killed at Pearl Harbor. All right, that's a lot. That's more than I thought. I thought it was around 1,000. But I mean, considering the scale of the attack, that was really small. You know what I'm saying? Considering the scale of the attack, that it was like entire military bases and shit. Dude, let's go, Sarah. I bet most of them probably died on the boat, right? The USS Arizona. That I feel like maybe most of them died. People that were sleeping on the fucking Arizona and shit, you know? Yeah, that were fucking the people that were trapped. That's fucked up. You know, to go to bed, you go night, fucking whatever, having some drinks, you go to bed and you wake up and you're just stuck on a fucking burning ship that's about to sink. I mean, that's fucking brutal, dude. That is brutal. All right, guys, 1 minute. 3 more, baby. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Oh, shit, dude. We're down to the wire. Dude, what did Trump do with Chinese students? We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. The America First movement is crumbling, but now we're in the final minute. We need 3 more, baby, for 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗏 dance party. Oh, I preemptively hit the button. Here we go. Oh, shit, boss. 56, 55, 54. We're so close. I don't think we're going to make it. 50, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 43, 42. I can't count. I'm nervous. Dude, did I see Candace? I have not seen Candace. Oh my God, 30 seconds. Oh shit, dude. Oh fuck, bro. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 20, 25. No way, dude. Oh shit, 2 more, bottle bed. Oh. 18, 17. Dude, 16, 13, 12. Oh my God, 1 more. Good life. Let's go. 8, 7. Oh, are we going to stop? We're going to die out at 19? No way, dude. We didn't get it. Oh my God, dude. No. Oh, we got it. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Dude, we missed it. We got to start over. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to count that, guys. Dude, I'm counting that. That feels like an accounting error. All right, we're going to count that, dude. That one definitely counts because look what we got, dude. Black Cougar came in with a sticker at the very end, okay? And stickers don't count, only the fucking super chats do. But then we got Kayapps, the Jays fan, had to stay away. Was that Game 7 you cried? Oh, dude, Game 7 was crazy. Bama Girl coming in with the sticker. Let's go. Dude, and then Jibs with the fucking dance. Let's go, baby. And C-Moon, Jimmy Nuisance. Let's go, dude. 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗏's in the house. And Kathy, Wisconsin comes in. So, dude, that we're counting that, okay? Dude, let's go. Dude, we got it. Dude, recount. Yeah, we did recount it, dude. That one right there. You know what that felt like, guys? Here's what that was. What just happened right there was like they're trying to cut off the mail-in ballots, right? They want to stop the mail-in ballots at 11:59 p.m. And it's like, bro, nah, we're not stopping the mail-in ballots at 11:59 p.m. That was a win, dude. Dude, let's go. Willem, do the dance, boss. You got this. Oh, dude, Taro the DJ, fun fact, brown eggs are whole wheat. Okay. Dude, are brown eggs whole wheat? Are they really? Let's go, Taro. Dude, let's go, dude. There were some dangling chads. Dude, stop the count. Dude, Oh shit, bro. Dude, you know what's funny? Is I know we technically missed it, but I feel like that was one of the best endings to a dance party thing that we've ever had, bro. Right? Where, all right, we fucking, technically we missed it, but we didn't miss it, dude. Dude, we got this one. Let's go. Dude, Kayapps, let's go, baby. Your third super. Let's go, boss. Appreciate you. We did it for Candy O. I mean, I'm going to be honest, guys. Most things in my life right now I do for Candy O. Okay? I am now living for Candy O. Candy O. Candy O. Oh, oh, oh. Dude, I have a little picture of Candy O that I keep underneath my bed upstairs. And I wake up in the morning and I hold it up and I just go, Candy O. Candy O. Candy O. Candy O. Candy O. Candy O. Dude. We're going to look at a little bit of her later. But guys, can I show you the big news? You ready? This is a huge one. So I got to preface this. Okay. First off, we got to preface this with 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗹𝗀. Okay. He's the voting guy. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀's their voting guy. And he is in Pennsylvania. Okay. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗶𝗹𝗀 is the Republicans voting guy. And look at what he's doing, dude. He's out in New Jersey, like grooming young boys, trying to get them registered to vote. Okay, he's out in Pennsylvania, right? Chester County. They have been sending him all over Pennsylvania. Okay, look at this. 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀, Benny Johnson, and Turning Point Action are registering young voters in Pennsylvania at the Oregon versus Penn State game. Okay, they're going to the football games. They're going to state fairs. They're going to rodeos. They're going to monster truck rallies. They're going to gun shows. They are registering people all over Pennsylvania. Register, register, register. Well, you want to see the data that just came through today? Dude, look at this, dude. In the month of November, Democrats have out-registered in Pennsylvania almost 3-1, guys. Dude, look at those numbers, bro. They've been registering Republicans. They've been going out there chasing them down. But the fact of the matter is Democrats are outpacing them. Why? Because we want to get rid of this orange motherfucker, this fascist clown Epstein bestie. We're going to boot his ass out of office. Okay? And we're not going to gun shows. And we're not like harassing people at movie theaters and shit. We're not going to car washes saying, hey, you like Charlie Kirk? Will you register? Can we give you a free Trump 2028 ad if you register? Dude, we're coming out of the woodwork because MAGA sucks ass. And we're tired of these fascist clowns, right? And so I did have to tag him saying 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀 is on the ledge, bro. Dude, all their hard work, guys, okay? All their hard work, okay, is fucking... They're still treading water. You know what I'm saying? They're still treading water because even the people they're registering at these places, these gun shows, they're like low propensity voters. Okay. They're finding people. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. How many times have you gone to the fair and somebody gives you a flyer for, you know, a music or a band or a show that's coming up and you just don't go? You take the flyer. And if you give me a free hat, I'm going to take the hat, even if I never wear it. Like everybody takes the free shit. They just never listen to it. They never use it. Like, for example, I'm going to give you a personal example that from the music world. Okay. Like I said, I got my start working in marketing and I was a band guy, singer, songwriter, and guitar player of bands. Sometimes it was a solo one-man band, but most of my life has been building a community around my music, right? Building up emailing lists and all that shit long before it was like the copacetic thing to do. I used to go through the room with a clipboard after my shows and I would schmooze with people and sign up the email list and fucking, you know, hang out and meet these people. But the first thing you learn, guys, okay, the first thing you learn when you do that is never give your music away free. You don't. It's a huge no-no, okay? Because if you give people a free CD, they will take it. Every person out there will take the free CD, but none of them will listen to it, okay? They're only going to listen to it if they paid for it, if they have invested themselves in your shit, okay? When you give away free shit, they take it, but they don't, like most people will never listen to it. And in fact, if you give them a free CD, they think you're not that good. Like, why is this guy giving this shit away? What, does he have no fans? Does he not have a following? Like, why is this guy giving away free shit? You just don't want to do it. You never want to do it. Except, okay, the only time you want to do it is when you're a buzz band, okay? When you're a buzz band where everybody wants your shit and they're willing to pay for it, when you get the buzz going, then you can give some free shit away because you're giving it away to people who are like getting something from you that is valuable that normally they'd have to pay for. But if you are like unknown, or if you're not something they're actually craving, if they're not there to see you, it's a con, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is a con. They need to invest. Okay? They need to invest always. And so these guys go around just giving away free shit. And so if you give somebody a MAGA hat, they're going to sign your voting registration. But that doesn't mean they're going to turn up and vote. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean they're going to turn up and vote. You know what I mean? That's just it. Right? You know? Dude, there we go. Dark Brandon, we're back, Jack. But dude, yeah, that's big news, guys. Okay? And look at this, dude. Look at this. Right? Oh, Lord have mercy, boss. Okay? Dude, look at that. Look at those totals. Look at those totals. Okay? They're fucking still way more Democrats. I mean, they've definitely caught up a little bit. Like, a lot of Democrats have switched their registration, right? If you look at 8 years ago, the Democrats were up by 1 million. A lot of people have sort of like switched registration to whatever the other, I guess, which we don't know what that is, but their fucking Democrat advantage is significant. But look at what they're saying. We are now officially going backwards. Going backwards. Of course you're going backwards, guys. Your whole movement is backwards. Okay? The entire MAGA movement is backwards. There's nowhere else for you guys to go. Okay? There really isn't. When you think about MAGA, MAGA is backwards. It's a backwards behind the fucking, right? It's like the backwards behind, behind the times sort of shit. There's no forwards with this shit. Okay? Dude, this is crazy though. Because guys, they have been out registering in Pennsylvania for a while. Okay? But this 𝗙cie_𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 guy, okay? This 𝗙cie_𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 guy is kind of killing the MAGA party. Okay? He is, dude. Like, that's one of the things that's really important, okay, about this to remember is so you may have noticed that MAGA develops like personalities that become the guy, right? Like Charlie Kirk was the college guy, and Scott Presler's the voter registration guy, and Riley Gaines is the transphobic guy who got 5th place, right? And who else do they have? Donald Trump is the rapist guy who's like the head of the fucking class. Jack Posobiec is the white boy summer guy who always talks about Antifa, right? You know what I mean? But the funny thing about it is all of the guy that they put in charge of this shit, they're not qualified. They're not competent. And then the minute they start doing it, they start acting like I am the fucking greatest that there has ever been at this. You know what I'm saying? I know everything about registering voters. I know everything about white boy summer. I know everything about, debating, 19-year-olds at colleges. I just know everything. But then once they get the guy doing the work, nobody else in the party does anything, right? They don't do anything, guys. most of MAGA doesn't do anything, right? They don't. Like for example, you ready? Look at this shit. I wrote a funny tweet that probably isn't getting any play, but let me find it. Because somebody said, where was it? Let me find it. Dude, we got to look at the Rob Schneider thing, okay? Oh, where was it? Oh, this guy said, look, he said, anyone notice how it's never conservatives doing this at liberal events? Because functioning adults don't need chaos to feel heard. Now, of course, this guy is wrong because the Proud Boys have been beating up librarians and attacking school board members for years, right? The Proud Boys will show up and harass and bully people, right? But what I fucking said to him here is that conservatives are too big of pussies to ever organize against anything. They sit on their couches and bitch about losing Christmas on Twitter to Russian bot farm engagement, and then they go get molested by their pastor and scream at some immigrants afterwards. Dude, isn't that funny? Right? Oh, shit, dude. Right? That's what they do. They're too big of pussies to organize against anything. Right? They cry about Christmas on Twitter, and then they go get molested and scream at fucking the immigrants. But look at him, though. Of course, reading comprehension doesn't work for him because he's like, you do hear yourself. Teep USA organized this event, right? But like, dude, the whole point was he was talking about the protesters, not about organizing an event. You know what I'm saying? Dude, let's go. Dude, yeah, we'll find out, Anthony, about that. And then what did this guy said? This guy said, you better hope they stay peaceful because once they're not, they will become fanatical about losing their simple, quiet lives. And they'll take it personal that it was all disrupted because you're a bunch of pussies who have a hard time with words. Ever seen a mountain of skulls, dude? Look at this guy. Dude, look at Gary Hogg, dude. Gary Hogg from Sheridan, Wyoming with 9 fucking, look at his entire profile, his numbers. And he's like, oh, dude, a mountain of skulls is coming. Dude, Taro, it's just a silly meme you made up. Let's go. Oh, shit. Dude, isn't that funny? Dude, Gary Hogg. Oh, dude, look at that, bro. Dude, which one is my there is no Antifa? What tweet is that, dude? Did we pass something? There is no Antifa. I've been tweeting all day, boss. Dude, I just got hogged up, bro. Dude, Gary Hogg Chuck Tiffa'd me, bro. I think I got Chuck Tiffa'd by Gary Hogg. Dude, Chuck Tifa. Dude, Chuck Tifa. Dude, Hogg Tifa. Oh, no, I did. Oh, I said there. Dude, yeah, that's fucking rough. Oh, shit. That is rough. I mean, yeah, there is no Antifa. And technically right now there is no Charlie, you know, so that is true, right? But, oh, we got to look at Rob Schneider's a little bit here.
Hello, Mr. Schneider.
Thank you.
My name is Jackie Jones.
Hi.
I am a current UC Berkeley student. I am actually the co-president of one of the comedy clubs on campus.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I grew up watching you, all of your movies, and now I've actually just transitioned to watching you more on Kill Tony. So I've seen you on like a very PG level with Big Daddy, and now I'm hearing you with Tony Hinchcliffe saying things I probably shouldn't say right now.
Yeah.
But,
I know. Charlie hated my language. He hated it. He told me that too, but he still loved me.
Oh, dude. Dude, he hated my language, but he loved me. Oh, dude, such a MAGA weirdo. I mean, dude, the guy has no audience. Like, you know, he was like, we can do it. And that's all he was. He was a face in the crowd in the Adam Sandler movies. Dude, he hasn't had a career in like 20 years, bro.
He invited me because he knew that I was getting laughs. But thank you.
And I guess my question for you is that as a young female comedian, I think I wouldn't consider myself someone that gets easily offended. I think a lot of people tell me I should be getting offended for things that are jokes that are made at my expense that as a woman, right? I think
Yeah.
they're funny, right? But I want to know, are there things that we shouldn't be joking about? Something that I could joke about that you couldn't, or
You're right,
dude. Dude,
I don't think that there's any rules set in stone, but I do think that if you do a joke and people don't laugh, that you get it. But I also think it's our job to challenge people. I always say, like, comedy and society and cultural mores they're shifting.
But do not joke about certain people, or they will cancel the shit out of you, right? There are things that are off limits.
They don't stay, it's like the tides. They go up and they go down. And it's our job to find out where it's going up and then to push it a little bit. If I don't challenge my audience, then I'm not doing my job. Like tonight, I really think that some of that stuff, we have to challenge it. We have to do. Like that gentleman challenged me. And what he did by calling me a retard was he brought me to defend that position and explain something. And it was true.
Dude, we missed somebody who got on the mic and called him the arse. Dude, look at what he said there, bro. Like that guy who called me the arse. Dude, he's like giving the guy props. Like that guy's really challenging our outlook.
Up and they go down. And it's our job to find out where it's going up and to push it a little bit. If I don't challenge my audience, then I'm not doing my job. Like tonight, I really think that some of that stuff, we have to challenge it. We have to do. Like that gentleman challenged me. And what he did by calling me a retard was he brought me to defend that position and explain something. And it was true. I was incorrect in a statement, but I'm glad that it brought up people talking because I was able to talk about, just like Frank talked about earlier.
Dude, he's basically saying the guy called him the R-slur, and he was right, dude, is what he just said. Dude, these people are so funny.
We're able to get to discussions by stuff. Sometimes we're making a mistake that we can talk about, and millions of people saw that tweet because what I was able to get to is that we have sick children, and we have to really worry about the health of all of you people.
Dude, isn't it funny, though, that he's like saying we have sick children when his party, the people he voted for, are like trying to rip healthcare away from children? Like, how do they do that? How do they participate in a world where they're like, man, we're so concerned about the sick children. You just pulled cancer funding for kids. I know, but I'm so concerned about the sick children. We're so concerned that we ended cancer funding for children, and we took away SNAP for children, and we won't feed the children in schools, and we're trying to eradicate the health care for the children. And we're right, and we won't pass gun laws to protect the children. But man, I'm so broken up about the children. Here, will you buy my Trump Bible, please? Will you buy my Trump 2028 hat for the children? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, like, how? Do they wake up in the mirror and look in the mirror and just be like, man, something doesn't look right. Something doesn't feel right about what I am doing because I'm talking about how important it is to take care of kids. And then I'm doing nothing but strip away anything that helps them. Or if they're gay or trans, I'm trying to eradicate them. And like, you know what I mean? Do they ever stop and be like, God, something about my worldview just doesn't feel right, you know?
And so, but yeah, I think there's stuff that is too far, but you got to push things a little bit. And you'll find out like really great comedians who are the polar opposite of my political, like 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀, she would say things and she would couch them. And I learned from her. Crazy liberal. I love her. She's a crazy liberal. And she would do things like saying, I would never say a racist joke because I think it's awful. And then she would do it. But she would get the audience to be an accomplice. 𝗙𝗍, whether you like him or not, he's a genius.
Dude, he brought up Louis C.K., guys. Dude, he's now hailing Louis C.K., and he says whether you like him or not, Louis C.K. is the guy who took up-and-coming female comedians on the road with him, and then he forced them to watch him beat off in his fucking dressing room, and they had to do that night in and night out, or they'd lose their fucking opening slots. So he basically gave away opening slots to young up-and-coming women comedians and then sexually abused them because they needed to fucking have those shows for their career. And he's talking to a female comedian about, like, let me tell you how great Louis C.K. is. Like, if you're lucky, Miss Female Comedian, you might get an opening slot. Get to watch Louis C.K. give you the 5-finger comedy show in the back room. Like, dude, what? What are they doing, bro? Like, what is going on, guys? This is MAGA, the party of Christianity.
Couch them, and I learned from her. Crazy liberal. I love her. She's a crazy.
Wow.
And she would do things like saying, I would never say a racist joke because I think it's awful. And then she would do it. But she would get the audience to be an accomplice.
Wow.
Louis C.K., whether you like him or not, he's a genius. He's able to talk about horrible things because he gets the audience to question their own sense of morality through his own lack of morality.
Dude, you hear? There's like 5 people who clapped, bro.
He attacks himself, and then we all laugh and question it. So in that sense, I think you should go for it. Don't be afraid to push things. Okay, thank you.
Dude, I gotta fuck.
Mr. Schneider, may I shake your hand?
Yes, come on.
Oh, dude. Dude, what the fuck, bro? He actually brought up Louis C.K., dude. I mean, isn't that wild? Like, guys, that is wild, bro. That is like, you know what I'm saying? That is like me, dude, that's like me going to speak to a 4-H club of young ladies that are trying to like do something with their lives. And I'm like, let me tell you about Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was really dedicated to his studies. Dude, Ted Bundy like studied so hard and he was a devoted stepfather figure to his girlfriend's daughter. Dude, what the fuck are these guys doing, boss? Holy shit, man. Like no moral compass, no fucking concept of the shit they're doing, bro. I mean, that's how you know, I guess that's how you know your career is in the tank, right? When you find yourself telling a young woman comedian about how great Louis C.K. was, you are like, there's no bottom from there, bro. You are officially at the bottom. From there, everything is a climb, dude. Dude, and what was his thing with him like standing up? He stands up and he kind of moves forward and then he goes back. Like, why? What was the dramatic standing thing, boss? Holy shnikes. Dude, you're right, Janos. They have normalized SA and harassment and the mistreatment of women. See, what's funny about this, guys, is I get this all the time when I'm in the comments, like TPUSA, like Charlie Kirk fans. When they hear me say things about him, they'll tell you, like, he wasn't a misogynist. But it's like, guys, when you look at, like, TPUSA has an event for college kids, and their keynote speaker is talking about the genius of a sexually abusive man to the young woman comedian, that's the misogyny, guys. Okay? Even if Rob Schneider doesn't come out and say, I believe in SAing women, or I believe that women are harmful, he's projecting that when he's saying, yeah, this really rapey guy who abuses young female comedians is so great. That is misogyny, okay? You don't have to come out and say, I hate women, right? It's like you idolize people who harm women, okay? The people that harm women are your fucking idols. And then you chase after ghosts and you accuse people of harming women who don't do shit to them. You know what I mean? And like, wow, dude. Yeah, that's true. What Don't Ask says there is it does feel like in a way he was telling her, yeah, you got to submit to Louis C.K. the genius, right? You have to watch him tug or you're not going to get your big break. And you know what it is though, guys? Here's what it is I don't even think they're trying to normalize it. I don't think they're consciously like, ooh, I'm going to go normalize SA. I think the problem is, guys, is to them, SA is not a deal breaker, right? It's not a deal breaker. If they like somebody and they find out that guy grapist, they're not going to think less of him for being a grapist because graping is something that they don't really think is that big a deal. They think, oh yeah, that shit happens. Right? It was probably misconstrued, right? They don't look at it as a deal breaker. It's to them, it's just an acceptable, yeah, boys will be boys, grapers will be grapers, right? You know, because for them, I think taking power over someone is a forgivable, right? They forgive if you take power over someone against their will. Right? I mean, it's normalized to them, yeah, because they submit to an invisible God who is all powerful. That, oh shit, he can do anything. He can ruin their lives or pitch them into hellfire, and they just have to piously, oh, give me more, Father, you know? And like, yeah, I think most normal people don't do that. Okay? We're not going to submit to that shit. We're going to be like, yeah, screw you. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that shit. You know? All right. Dude, we're living, dude. Dude, I feel like Rob Schneider's, that's going to be a whole video right there. Dude. Yeah, they have corrupted Christianity is what has happened, right? Christianity has gotten corrupted, guys. Okay? It's corrupted. It is. It's just gotten corrupted. Where they have taken the principles of it and they've run them through their own personal fucking sort of like ideologies and personal agendas, and now they're corrupting it. It went from like, yeah, you don't judge anyone because that's God's job. It's like, no, God wants me to judge because that's like showing allegiance to God, right? It's like they've corrupted it for their own personal like power, man. You know what I'm saying? Dude, it's gnarly, bro. It's gnarly shit. All right. But yeah, dude, this is crazy. All right. So now, dude, we got to do one more thing before we go on to 𝗙cie𝗶𝗆𝗀. All right. And it's this, guys. Look at this, dude. This is a huge, okay? This is a huge, huge issue, dude. This is another MAGA issue, guys. That, remember how we talked about MAGA? We have 𝗙cie𝗶𝗃 throwing wrenches in. We have TPUSA and Erica Kirk like wiping their eyes and hitting that cash register, okay? We have the rift over Israel, Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, the rise of the Groypers. They're all fighting. Everyone's mad about the Epstein files. Here comes Donald Trump with a bucket of gasoline to throw on the burning body of the MAGA movement with this clip right here. Watch this shit, guys. This is a big deal. Laura Ingraham, you ready? Here we go.
Folks are not thrilled about this idea of hundreds of thousands of foreign students in the United States. We have about 350,000 Chinese. One point during COVID, you were going to, push to, get them out, but that was pulled back. You've said as many as 600,000 Chinese students could come to the United States. Why, sir, is that a pro-MAGA position when so many American kids want to go to school and there are places not for them, and these universities are getting rich off Chinese money.
Sure. Never said about China, but we do have a lot of people coming in from China. We always have, China and other countries. We also have a massive system of colleges and universities. And if we were to cut that in half, which perhaps makes some people happy, you would have half the colleges in the United States go out of business.
So what?
Well, I think that's a big deal.
Are they fans
You would have the
of the United States?
Yeah, but you would have, as you know, historically black colleges and universities would all be out of business.
Dude, historically black colleges and universities? Because all the Chinese students are coming and going to historically black colleges and universities? Dude, what the fuck is he talking about, bro? Dude, did you see her, though? Dude, Ingraham, she's like, so what? Dude, she's getting sassy. But, dude, he just said that the historically black colleges, the HCBUs, are going to go out of business if the Chinese students can't come. Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah, but you would have, as you know, historically black colleges and universities would all be out of business. You would have a system of colleges and universities.
So we're dependent on China to keep our university system going?
But I think it's good to have, I actually think it's good to have outside countries. Look, I want to be able to get along with the world.
They're not the French. They're the Chinese. They spy on us. They steal our intellectual property.
What, do you think the French are better?
Yeah.
I mean, really? I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm not so sure. We've had a lot of problems with the French, where we get taxed very unfairly on our technology.
The
where
French.
They put 25% taxes on American products. Look, assuming everyone treats us badly, because that's the way I am, but we take in trillions of dollars from students. You know, the students pay more than double when they come in from most foreign countries. I want to see our school system thrive, but at the same time, I know you and I disagree.
Yeah.
We're never going to agree on it, but that's okay. And it's not that I want them, but I view it as a business. We have millions and millions of people. Also, I want to get along with countries if possible.
He is
people are shocked. Remember
scrambling.
Hillary Clinton said, we'll be in a war. I stopped 8 wars in the last 9 months. I don't want to be in wars.
Dude, he just like, where did he go from HCBUs and Chinese students to I stopped 8 wars? Dude, he's fucking scrambling, bro. Scrambling.
If I am in a war, we're going to win the thing fast, and it'll be violent. I don't want to be in wars, but one thing, you don't want to...
If I get in a war, it'll be violent. Like, oh, okay, you're real violent there, fucking Trump. You fucking brain-dead fucking weirdo.
But half of the people, half of the students from all over the world that are coming into our country destroy our entire university and college system. I don't want to do that.
I wouldn't lose any.
And don't forget, MAGA was my idea. MAGA was nobody else's idea. I know what MAGA wants better than anybody else. And MAGA wants to see our country thrive.
Oh, my God, though. Let's just parse that. He went on a show with Laura Ingraham, one of his supporters. She fully called him out and rebuffed him. He got mad and wounded about it and responded with, like, I go to war, and if I go to war, it's going to get violent. And I created MAGA. I am the MAGA god. I know better than MAGA does what they want. Yeah, dude, absolute narcissism. Like, dude, he's lost his base, dude. He has lost MAGA, right? This is the work we've done, guys. This is Candy-O and all of our videos and TPUSA and the Epstein files. Dude, they're like, I mean, he has a tiny group. He has a tiny group of like the devout, but I think many of his like supporters are just not enthused to show up anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, he lost a huge portion of the MAGA like seat fillers. Okay? He has like the crusty racists and the devout diehards and everyone who's getting paid, but all the seat fillers that used to be like a part of the movement, they're not joining up anymore because now everybody can see, dude. He said America first, and he's talking about 600,000 Chinese students. Now look at his people online, though. Look at this. Wall Street Mav, this is one of the MAGA accounts. I'm totally fine with half our colleges going out of business. Most of them are producing indoctrinated radical left-wing socialists. Most of the degrees are worthless. Kick the Chinese out. AF Post. Look at this, dude. They're like, Trump says the U.S. can't deny them because the colleges would go out of business. Okay? He's implying MAGA wants Chinese students to prop up liberal colleges, saying he knows what MAGA wants better than anyone. These are his fucking PR people online that are fucking shredding him, right? You see this shit? They are livid. They are livid, dude. Look at this. Even the leading report, I know what MAGA wants better than anybody else. Dude, he says 600,000 Chinese students is a pro-MAGA stance, okay? This guy says, I'd rather have 50% of the universities downsize or go out of business, okay? Look at this, right? It's like they're fucking getting shredded, dude. The president isn't reading the room, okay? Dude, I never thought I'd see a time when Laura Ingraham was more conservative than Donald Trump, but here we are, okay? Dude, we don't want Chinese students or H-1B visa workers. I voted for Trump to not bring in the foreigners, right? Dude, Trump is flat out lying here, okay? Dude, this is a MAGA influencer, right? Trump stupidly agreed to increase the number. Dude, they're accusing Trump of a liar. They're saying the only business is a spy business. Never black pill, but when appropriate, chimp. I don't even know what that means, dude. Right? Dude, this is nuts, though. Okay? Dude. Dude, Trump wants 600,000 Chinese students to enter the U.S. Dude, this ain't it, Chief. This is huge, guys. Tuck it back in. Dude, his Epstein is showing. Oh, man, bro. Dude, isn't this funny? Dude, this admin is no different than right-wing Biden. He looks totally lost. Oh, my God, dude. The conservatives are calling Trump the 𝗙cie𝗶𝗆. This guy's a senior editor at the Blaze, and he's fucking talking shit about Trump. He's in unfamiliar territory, guys. Okay? This is a big deal. Okay? You know why this is a big deal, guys? Because if they hate Trump, they're not going to get fired up about fucking Marco Rubio. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to get fired up about J.D. Vance because none of those guys can say bad shit about Trump. Right? They're kind of in the situation Kamala Harris was in, where she didn't want to throw Biden under the bus, but a whole bunch of people wanted her to throw Biden under the bus. And now the right-wingers have that same situation, man. Yeah, he's pro-billionaire. Absolutely. Right? Look at this. At a certain point, even the ball washers need to admit that Trump is fucking his base. Dude. He's totally flying dark. Oh my God, dude. They are shredding him, bro. Dude, Timcast News, shocking, right? President claimed reducing foreign enrollment would destroy our entire university system and harm HBCUs, right? Oh shit, dude. Dude, they're even calling him out about the HBCU part. Oh my God, dude. Dude, look at this. Look at this guy. This is MJ Truth Ultra, right? He says he knows what MAGA wants. What do you think? I have mixed feelings, but I'm biased about the intellectual property, but Trump is my commander in chief, and he looks at it as a business decision, so I may not like it. I do think he knows what's best. Right? But even with him, I think he knows what's best, but you can tell Truth Ultra doesn't like it. Okay? They are now going against their own beliefs in order to support him knowing best. Dude, it's all down from here. Okay? Amy Meck, this is like one of the most Islamophobic and racist accounts out there. This Amy Meck account saying communist spies and jihadis coming to study how to destroy us. That is not what I voted for. Okay? They are, and again, guys, you ready? Why is the guy who tells everyone that like going to college is bad, why is he all of a sudden concerned about the business of college? This is just like Epstein, bro. This is just like Epstein. Okay? He is jacking it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, what a drastic change for the worse since 2016, right? Dude, he says, I know what MAGA wants better than anybody else to those that disagree. Dude, we're tonight, guys, we are dancing on MAGA's grave, okay? We're dancing on a metaphorical grave. I don't want anyone in MAGA to be harmed. No physical harm. We're not going to kill these guys. I don't want any stupid civil wars or any of that bullshit. I want to dance on the grave of their bullshit philosophy. Okay, now what we're going to do something a little special. Okay, we're going to go and we're going to look at a little bit of Candy O. Okay, because I'm having a Candace Owens obsession. All right, and she's helping us destroy MAGA. Right, part of what's going on is Candy's helping do this. All right, she is. She's helping us destroy MAGA. And dude, I'm a little obsessed with this, guys, because I want to destroy MAGA. I see the benefit. Uncle F, on the third night, the Lord said, let them dance. He did indeed. Thank you for that 420. Let's go. Dude, now, I do want to say one other thing, guys, okay? There's one other thing I want to say that about Candy O. You ready? So somebody told me that Candy O has been using the phrase Trumpy. She's been using the phrase Trumpy, guys. She's been caught a couple of times by people who watch us, who also watch her, that she has recently started calling Trump Trumpy. And so we think that she has seen some of my videos, right? Because I've been making videos about her and they've been getting a lot of views. They've been getting a very wide reach, and I do make some very energetic thumbnails. I've got really good, I do really good Candy O thumbnails. I think she's been watching her shit, guys. I think she's seeing our stuff. So it's possible that Candy O's getting energized by our support and taking it more to MAGA. Dude, isn't that funny? Oh, shit, bro. Oh, Candy O, we love you, Candy. Oh, Trumpy loves you. Thank you, girl loves you. Dude, let's go, baby. Dude, we are out there, bro. Oh, shit. Didn't I used to be a Democrat? Dude, I've always been a Democrat. My whole life, I'm a Democrat. I'm still a Democrat. But you know what I am, though, more so than a Democrat, is I am an instigator, guys. Oh, you're talking about Candy? Yeah, no, Candy was a Democrat. She had a marketing company called Degree 180. This was before her like doxing website or whatever, her anti-bullying website. She had a marketing company called Degree 180, and she wrote a bunch of blogs that were very critical of the Tea Party and Donald Trump back in 2015. And then in 2016, with this rise to power, she slowly started moving in the other direction, right? But she did start as a leftist, you know, as a Democrat. Dude, you're a Virginian who's sick of Trump and his chaos. Yeah, good job, Paranormal. Dude, in Virginia, dude, Trump got his ass handed to him, right? But she's doing really important work, guys, okay? I know some people don't like this because it's all gossipy and shit, but Candace Owens is one of the most important, like, MAGA destructors right now. She's really doing a fantastic job. There are a couple of them, right? Candace Owens is a major one. I feel like Tucker Carlson is another one. And you know what I'm saying? He's another one who's doing an amazing job. right, doing an incredible job of like starting this shit on fire. I feel like Donald Trump is starting to do his own thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you know, dude, yeah, no, I know her streams are nuts, dude. Her streams are nuts. Dude, she's bigger. She is the biggest MAGA person, right? She is the biggest MAGA person right now, and she is like anti-MAGA, okay? And you know what, though, guys? Here's what I think. View-botted? No, I don't think it's view-botted, guys. I honestly don't. It's hard to view-bot on YouTube. You can bot subscribers, but you can't really view-bot because YouTube checks. They have a fucking a verifying system before you can make money, right? And her podcast rated #1, so that's on like Sirius and shit. I think that there's shit going on, but what I think is this. My take on Candy is this: is that she knows Trumpism is finishing. Okay, she knows, and so does Tucker. They recognize the writing on the wall, and they know that like J.D. Vance isn't a contender. So you ready for this, guys? You ready? I think she maybe has political aspirations down the road. I think she might run for something at some point. I really do. I think she wants to build a political, like, right? Like either she runs for something or she creates some type of like TPUSA, but like her own political like organization. Like it feels like she's recognizing the end of Trumpism, and she's trying to carve herself out as a thought leader in the new thing because she knows there's going to be a huge void and there's nobody there to like fucking fill the void. Okay, there's like a gaping hole that is opening up. You know what I'm saying? Like to you guys, you guys ever follow like companies? Okay, you follow like companies, right? If you have a big corporation, okay, and you have one guy who has led that corporation for like 40 years, right? And then that guy announces that he's retiring. What happens is every higher up in that company starts like, ooh, I'm going to get that opening. And then all kinds of weird alliances form and everybody starts undercutting everybody else. And they're all fighting for that to be the next person to carry the torch. And I really think that a couple of these MAGA people are starting now, okay? Candy and fucking Tucker, they're starting now. They recognize it. They recognize that the ship is going down and there's nobody to fill that void. And I think they're trying to get a jump on this to be the sort of like the thought leaders. And you may have noticed that Candy and Tucker are kind of aligned in a way. Right? They're kind of aligned in a way. I think they're forming the new MAGA, like MAGA 2.0 is forming with these other big names where they're going to try to be the heir apparent, I think, right? You know, she has a very rich husband. There you go, dude. I mean, I'm sure they have some money, but you ready? Let's fucking look at this, dude. The title is, Why is Everyone Crashing Out Over the Charlie Kirk Investigation? All right, we're just going to watch a little bit of this about the Fed's meltdown. We probably won't get into the Christian Zionist pastor, but I do want to look at a little bit of this because she is kind of going after everybody who is fucking freaking out. She knew about the Epstein files. Yeah, but so the thing about this, though, guys, is like, I don't think Candy O cares about the movement. Okay? She doesn't care about the movement. She doesn't care about MAGA. She doesn't care about Trump. I don't think she even cares about conservatism. I think she literally just cares about Candy O. Okay? She cares about her own star and her own money and her own sense of power. Okay? She is, right? That's what she's doing. And she doesn't care about the people who follow her or believe her, or if she changes and like she just cares about the money. Dude, show me the money. Dude, that's what she is, dude. There's some guy in the comments who was a black guy saying, dude, she even sells out her blackness. Like all the time is what he said. He's like, she doesn't care. She's a narcissist. I mean, she's kind of like another Trump. Okay, so is Tucker. They're all like, all the narcissists are now rising up, trying to become the next, heir to that culture, that cult fever. I mean, cult people give all their money to you, dude, right? They do. They give all their money. The cult followers, those Christians, dude, they tithe like there's no tomorrow, boss. Okay?
Okay, so something that I want to say right at the top here before we get further into the Charlie Kirk story and speaking about January 6th and how somehow that's connected. There's something I learned that's bothering me. I'm just going to put it out there, see if it bothers you as well. But I learned via tips that the feds immediately seized the footage at Timpanogos Hospital. Okay, Timpanogos Hospital. Remember, this is the hospital that it was quite strange that they moved to take Charlie to because it was further and also less equipped than UV Hospital.
Weird. There's another weirdness. Why did they take Charlie to an inferior hospital further away? And then the government comes and takes all the footage.
Like it was like UV was a trauma 1 and Timpanogos was trauma 3. And a bunch of people said very strange that they took him here. And then it got strange because we started hearing from other people that he was definitely at UV hospital. It was very weird. Anyways, I would like to add to that by saying that on the day that Charlie was shot, for whatever reason, 𝗙ście𝗶𝗏 injects himself into it. The feds seized all of the footage at the hospital that Charlie was brought to at Timpanogos. That doesn't make sense to me. Nothing makes sense to me in this whole story. So this is just kind of the icing on, on the top here. Not even the icing on the top. But why would they move to seize that footage? How is that going to help their investigation? What's happening inside of Timpanogos? How is that going to help their investigation? Their immediate boots on the ground investigation into who shot Charlie Kirk. They're on a manhunt. Why are they going, okay, let's at first grab the footage at Timpanogos? Does that make sense? Were you worried? Did a nurse call 911 and say, oh, a guy just ran in here with a gun and you need to seize the footage because that's going to help you track him down? If that didn't happen, why are you seizing that footage? I don't know. With everything that is going on, and I would say almost the lack of information that we have at Timpanogos, not a single person who captured them pulling up, nothing, despite the fact that there were news cameras outside waiting, oddly from like a New York news channel. We have not seen anything regarding that we can build in competently on our timeline that would let us know what time in particular Charlie arrived at the hospital.
Okay, so we're going to pause here because I just want to encapsulate what's so great about this. And this is why I love Candy O, guys. Because again, I don't trust her. I don't buy what she's selling. But this is one of those weakening things because she asks a legitimate question, right, about this. But what is she doing? She's telling all of her MAGA people that the Trump administration, the Trump FBI, is untrustworthy, guys. And how does that resonate? It's so much bigger than Charlie Kirk. That is about the Epstein files. That is about Trump talking about the, HBCUs. That is Trump talking about everything. She's like slowly undermining the entire Trump administration. They're lying. Why are they doing these things? They're not trustworthy. They're covering shit up. So naturally, if they're covering up Charlie, what can you believe from them, right? And it's not wrong, right? But the thing is nobody in MAGA was ever doing this, okay? Nobody in MAGA was ever sowing this type of internal discord. And now she's doing it. I mean, we know they're untrustworthy. They lie all the time. But MAGA never believed that. But now MAGA is starting to. And yes, Candace reminds me of Candace, Cenk Uygur, Tucker Carlson, Anna Kasparian. Right now, they're all on the Israel tip, okay? Israel is the big boogeyman, even when they don't say it. It's all like the implication is Israel. And that's the big fight that's going on with TPUSA. The Erica Kirk, Donald Trump version of TPUSA is like Benjamin Netanyahu's little buddy, okay? And then the Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson version of TPUSA were the people who found Benjamin Netanyahu is like a manipulator who's trying to take advantage of our shit. So they are at war. What does Erica think of Candy-O? Dude, Erica doesn't say anything about Candy-O, okay? Erica does not say anything about Candy-O. I mean, I can't imagine she's liking her because there was some implication that Erica like had Charlie killed. And even though Candace has said, oh, I didn't say that, the implication was pretty loud and clear. So I can't imagine that Erica likes it because, I mean, I'll be honest. You almost feel like maybe Charlie Kirk was really in love with Candace Owens at some point, and that he couldn't marry her because of her skin color, and they couldn't have a relationship because, you know, he lives in that white supremacist Republican land where he had to marry a white beauty pageant girl that was connected to some big political figure, right? But I mean, that's kind of the vibe that I got, that her and Charlie were the couple that could never be. And so maybe Charlie's real love was Candy-O. That's a bold statement. I know it is, but I'm pretty, like, my vibing of like relationship stuff is usually pretty good. I mean, I could always go in and tell the marriages that were about to break up, right? When my kid was in grade school, I knew which parents were going to break up by the end of that fucking elementary school. You know, I'm pretty perceptive, but yeah, I mean, you know, Charlie, if you look at him, he didn't spend a lot of time with Erica. Now, as soon as Erica came into the picture, Candace was scarce, right? But you know, Charlie and Candace were inseparable on the way up. They blew up together, okay? And Charlie kind of blew up because of Candace a little bit, and then Candace kind of blew up because of Charlie a little bit. But I think, I don't know. I think Charlie was closer to Candace by far than he was to Erica. I think Erica was a business relationship, the business of kids.
And I feel like something's amiss if the feds move to grab the footage inside of the hospital immediately and outside of the hospital immediately. So just putting it out there. If you maybe were somebody who has footage and saw that black SUV pull up at the hospital, please get that to us at moretips@CandaceOwens.com because it's starting to bother me. Something there is starting to feel amiss. Everything's amiss. Anyway, there also happens to be another interesting constellation that's building here because, as I said at the top, there is something about this investigation.
Dude, somebody in chat said Erica is no honeypot. She's a porta potty. Dude, that's funny, bro. Dude, she is, bro. That's funny. You guys are funny, dude.
Charlie Kirk and who assassinated him, that is causing extremely powerful people to panic. A network of powerful people. And by powerful people, I mean the feds, okay? I don't know about you, but I'm starting to wonder if every major publicly traumatizing event may have actually just been organized by the feds. And rather than blaming themselves, the strategy that they always employ is to get out a narrative, a sloppy narrative, like we saw this time with the Charlie Kirk assassination. That is one thing that I will say is so amazing. The only thing that has been amazing about the Charlie Kirk assassination is that it has brought the left and the right together. And what I mean by that is typically we're ready to take the Fed slop. This time it was the messages, obviously. And they're like, oh, my dad's MAGA. He just...
See, you notice there was a big deal. Like they're accusing her of faking the messages, guys. Okay? Of faking the Charlie messages.
He was MAGA-ing too hard. And the left was supposed to go, see, it's his dad's fault. MAGA's bad. And then the right was supposed to go, look, he trans person bad. This time, though, we all went, this is too evil. It feels orchestrated. And do you guys always do this? Like, is this what you guys do? that definitely, now that I'm reflecting, and I am including myself in this, that was kind of my old vibe, left or right. That was definitely the vibe of January 6th, right? We all took the bait. Just own it, okay? If you're a lefty, own it. You were like, MAGA is bad. If you're on the right, own it. We were like, the left is bad. They're overthrowing an election. We did it. On January 6th, 2020, I can tell you where I was. I was 9 months pregnant, my first child, and I was super MAGA at this time. I would have definitively gone to this Stop the Steal rally, but I was just too pregnant to go. And I was living in DC, so it was just down the street from me. And I reflect on that and I think, wow, that saved me, because I could have been swept up in what happened on January 6th. I could have been there. We all know how the story goes. Trump hosts this speech. He has this rally. And then afterward, people, quote unquote, storm the Capitol, break through the barriers, and there's an insurrection. And CNN is showing these clips and the footage. And it's funny for me, especially because
we all saw the footage, guys.
Right up the road. And as a resident of DC, literally living there. And I was thinking how strange it was. I'm sitting on the couch with my husband and we start getting all these phone calls, like from my sisters and family members asking if we're okay. And we didn't have the news on and we're like, yeah, we're okay. So strange that you're calling. We don't even hear any noise. And it was actually the first time that there was peace in DC, meaning it was the summer of BLM riots. So it was strange that we never got called when people's cars were getting smashed and things were being burned to the ground. But suddenly we were getting phone calls because the media was there, you know, right there. MAGA's gone.
Dude, yeah, welcome to what everybody in Portland and every blue city on America deals with about everything, right? Dude, I still get calls. Oh, Portland's burning. Trumpy says Portland's burning. Oh, Trumpy.
Too far. And they were showing all this footage and it was out of place, right? Now, I knew instantly as a DC resident that the feds were involved because of the pipe bombs. That was it. I knew they were involved when I heard that pipe bombs were mysteriously dropped off the night before at the RNC headquarters. And we just don't know who did that because I live there and it's the Capitol. So every square inch, there's a camera. You just can't do that. You can't just get away from being a couple of blocks away from the White House and dropping off pipe bombs, right? Anyways, this weekend, after 5 long years.
So, by the way, guys, what she's about to launch into is some journalist from, I think, the Blaze or one of those fucking things has supposedly solved who did the pipe bombs. But here's the problem. They don't have any evidence. They're like saying that a walking analyzer, somebody who's an expert at determining the gait of people, means it was this woman, right? So they're like saying, oh, we analyzed the walker's gait and it turns out to be this particular woman who is a Fed agent. But indeed, it was Trump's fucking DOJ, okay? It was Trump's feds. So if there was a Fed thing, it was Trump's fucking FBI and shit. You know what I mean? It was his fucking people.
Finally, the person, and I'll say allegedly, because I guess we're going to have to wait for the feds to dispute this, but the person responsible for dropping off those pipe bombs was revealed to be a Fed. More specifically, a third.
Based on some person analyzing the way the person walked, okay?
31-year-old woman and a United States Capitol Police officer named Shawnee Ray Kirkuff, right? A reporter named Steve Baker, which deserves all of the credit on this amazing discovery. And I'm going to let you listen to Glenn Beck, who is interviewing Steve Baker, to tell you about how he came across this footage and how that went down.
When I stumbled on what I stumbled on, and because as I said, I've been pulling these threads for years, and I pulled one last Wednesday, 2 weeks ago today, rather. And when I pulled this thread, I was so shocked by what I saw.
Wow.
I immediately took it to a source in one of the most important, highest level investigative federal agencies in the country.
Oh.
I immediately took it to our sources there.
Wow.
And I said, you have to see this.
Yeah.
After they looked at it for about 2 hours, the response that I got back was, holy
Oh.
And then the follow-up response was, she's one of us.
Oh, she's one of us. Wow. We watched somebody walk and we're like, holy F, bro. Look at this. It's gripping. Dude, look at Candace. Is she checking her nails? She's like, oh, dude, I think I chipped a nail. What is she doing over there? Oh, she's on her phone.
And when you find out
Look at this though, dude, nobody's even moved by this shit, dude. I know, boring. All I could think of watching this was like yawn. Dude, yawn. This is the biggest yawn. Bro, I'm serious, dude. I think I would rather watch 𝗦𝗙𝗽𝗍𝗍 have sex than fucking listen to one more minute of this fucking guy.
The position, I mean, this is going to lead. It's not just this one person. This now will implicate.
This is like 1,000 Watergates. This is like if Watergate did Watergate on Watergate, we would have the gate of the bomber.
So many people at the highest levels that had to have known because
deep state
of what happened after January 6th.
Yeah, this is like deeper than the deep state, guys. This is like the shallow state. The shallow.
It's I mean, how big does this net get?
Wow.
How big does this net get? I'm feeling this way about the Charlie Kirk investigation. A lot of people are going to get swept up in this investigation, perhaps the same people that are going to get swept up in the January 6th. And it's not going to be this left or right story, right? Now, much more is going to come out. I'm not here to cover all of January 6th and what they have been unpacking. More will come out in the coming days. What we do know is, like I said, this was a 5-year investigation.
Dude, what we do know is it's fucking bullshit. All right, what do we got here? What fucking... Oh, Carrie Smith calls her a cult leader. All right, let's watch a minute of the cult leader thing. No, actually, I think we're going to have to watch that tomorrow, dude. Dude, it's time to dance, baby. Dude, I've seen enough Candy. I've got enough for a video or two on Candy-O, and I find I have to limit my Candy-O intake to, you know, we can't do too much, dude. Too much Candy-O, and I might wake up one day and I might just be in. Dude, I might be solidly in. But we can't let that happen, dude. Oh, shit, boss. Dude, I could go all night on this. Why is she invoking the left? So what's interesting is you may have noticed, right, Garby, you may have noticed what she's doing. Did you see what she did at the very end there when she said this is not a left or right thing? Like she is like, I don't know, man. In addition to sort of smashing MAGA and carving out the Candy-O place, she is trying to undo Trumpism in order to unlock the Trumpist cult members for her own personal consumption. And I think in the process, though, it may like undo some of that polarization that Trump works so hard, right? Because the thing about this, guys, you ready? The thing about this, guys, is that Trump is an abuser, okay? Now, I don't know if you're like women that are in the crowd out there that have dealt with abusive men, they know what I'm about to say. Some of you, if you haven't experienced the woman and the abusive man complex, this may be new to you. But one of the first things abusive men do is they isolate you, okay? If an abusive man starts dating a woman, the first thing he does is he starts disliking her family. Oh, I've got an issue with your sister or your mother or your dad. And then he slowly convinces her that the other people are not looking out for her best interests, that they're dangerous and they're subtly trying to take advantage of her. And he slowly isolates the woman until he's the only person she relies on. And then when he's got access to that level of control, then he starts the gaslighting and really roping in. And yes, he removes her friends, starting with the guy friends, then the girlfriends that have self-esteem. And it's a very targeted fucking response. And yes, he takes control of the money. And then pretty soon she is stuck, right? And you'll notice that that is one of the things that Donald Trump did. Okay, Donald Trump came in and he has heavily tried to polarize and turn people against one another and try to like separate everybody who's not MAGA. Don't trust them. Don't work with them. They're out to get you. They're grooming your kids. They're going to trans your kids. They're going to hurt you. And it is like abuser 101. Okay, it is abuser 101, man. And I think she is like sort of undoing some of that, you know, in her own way. I think she is kind of coming in and sort of rattling some of that loose. And I mean, you know, these are signs they're literally, if you could look at MAGA, like hardcore MAGA, if they get out of the MAGA movement, the curve that they follow, the path they follow to get out of the MAGA movement is probably real similar to how an abused woman gets away from a man who hits her. It's like the same fucking relationship. You know, Trump is he is a narcissistic, like woman abuser, man. And you know, it's like the same shit, man. That's why so many women are triggered by him fucking being a president, because every woman who's ever dealt with an abusive man is just constantly triggered by his voice, by his fucking attitude, by the shit he says, by his tone of voice, by his, you know, all of his mechanisms just scream it. You know, they do. They scream it from the rooftops. That being said, though, guys, it's time. You got to dance. We're bringing a fucking dance, boss. All right, we are bringing a dance. You ready? Let's get this shit going. It's time for edit mode. Let's go. Dude, we love us some Candy O, baby. Dude, you know, like, dude, splitting MAGA is really important. You control her financially? Yeah. Yeah, no, the financial control is another key element of it. Dude, these abusers, they're the abusers, they're not original, guys. That's just it. The abusers, these women abusers, they're not original. They do the same shit. The thing that's really hard about it is it works. They're really like gifted at it, okay? They're gifted at it. You know, one of the things they're really good at is they're good at making people feel safe. Okay? People are around them, the women, when they're around an abusive man, they feel so safe and protected. Right? That's what the guys do. They make them, and they find women who have a predilection for, you know, like being afraid. They have certain types of trauma or abuse in their family, you know, and so they just hone in on that. And then they fucking make them feel so safe and protected while they're fucking simultaneously, like, you know, knocking their knees out. It sucks, dude. All right, you ready? Let's fucking stretch, bro. Oh, get ready for the dance, boss. This is going to be a good one. Oh, dude. Fine box watch. All right, you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Here we go, baby. Getting ready for a little deja vu. We're going to get our dance on. Thank you guys for your support. Oh, here it comes.
this feeling that I have now, almost a bit holy, an notion that I will make it out somehow.
Let's go! Woo! Let's go, baby! Anything like I need you, it's over. Woo! Thing like I need you. All right, guys. Dude, once again, what a fucking amazing night. Thank you guys for coming on this journey with me. Thank you guys for all the support. And I'm gonna do my best. Keep bringing the hope every night. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of asses to kick, dude. Let's go, dude. Thank you to fucking, what do we got there, bro? Dude, we got Willem. Let's go, boss. Thank you, boss. Woo! Let's fucking go, dude. I will see you guys tomorrow. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Oh, do you need anything like I need you? Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things
come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I would never be alone.